recently heard this term, battlefield dads. The slow movers. The ones who approach Battlefield 6 like they're still playing Battlefield 3. And it's my understanding that this initially started out as a nickname older gamers gave themselves. And it was usually said with a wink and a smile. But recently, I've heard it's been turned into a way for the kids to say, "You're too old for shooters." But here's the thing. Old age and treachery still beat youth and reflex. Beware the old man in a young man's game. So let's ask it straight. Do Battlefield dads rule in Battlefield 6? Or have we finally been pushed off the field by a faster generation that thinks strategy is just a meme? The phrase Battlefield dad started as a laugh, a nickname for players who took their time, stuck with their squad, and didn't chase kill cams. But somewhere between 2042 and Battlefield 6, the nickname seems to have been twisted. Suddenly, Battlefield dads became a punchline. Slower, older, out of touch. Here's the irony. Those same players, the ones being mocked, built the foundation the new crowd plays on. You won't find a public stat for age groups in Battlefield 6. EA doesn't release that kind of information. But watch enough matches, and you'll spot the behavioral differences. The players who stabilize a capture point. The one who drops ammo boxes before they start shooting. The ones who revive first, flex later. Their kill count might not be top of the scoreboard these days, but they win rounds. And that's what this whole video is about. Not reflexes, but reasoning. You could tell a Battlefield dad in 30 seconds. He's the one holding spawn angles while the others sprint into a bottleneck. He's the one calling out flanks instead of screaming for clips. He plays every bullet like it costs him money. That's not slow, that's deliberate. Meanwhile, the newer players, and I say this with complete disrespect, chase dopamine like it's the real mission objective. Every second has to be a highlight. Every death is an excuse. But Battlefield isn't built for highlight reels. It never was. It was built for control. Control wins conquests. Control secures the MCOMs. Control ends kill streaks. Sure, Battlefield 6 is much faster than Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, but it's still not Call of Duty. It's still not Fortnite. The initial idea behind the game mechanics of Battlefield has always been about realism, or as close to realism as a video game can be for a general audience. The younger crowd sees movement as aggression. I have kids, and I've watched them play shooter games, and they seem pretty good at the fast-paced momentum. The older crowd sees stillness as bait. Taking our time lessens a respawn. Less respawns means more tickets to win a conquest map. One generation plays for views, the other plays for victory. Battlefield dads don't play for clips. They play for outcomes. They don't chase 1v4s. They prevent them. They don't flex, they stabilize. And when the match ends, they don't post a montage. They post a scoreboard with one stat circled. Objective time. There's a moment in every match where the chaos fades. No callouts, no sprinting, just quiet positioning. That's where Battlefield dads thrive. They don't fill silence with panic. They fill it with presence, because silence isn't passive, it's tactical. It's the sound of someone who already knows what's coming. And that's the heart of this question. Did experience become the enemy of spectacle? Let's be honest. Most of us have never called ourselves Battlefield dads. We were just the ones who stuck around. We played Battlefield 3 on dusty monitors and Battlefield 4 on launch day lag. We learned recoil the hard way. We learned teamwork before there was voice chat. We saw every meta, every nerf, every patch. We watched DICE make the same mistake twice, and fixed it ourselves mid-match. There's a way of thinking amongst Battlefield dads. You don't leave a squad mate behind. This is why you see in the in-game chat or hear over the mic about not reviving. They don't steal a vehicle someone's trying to repair. You don't block the spawn screen with a helicopter stunt. It's not written, it's not enforced, but it is real. Because when you've played long enough, you stop playing for yourself. You start playing for the match, for the team. The scoreboard will eventually show stats you want to see. And somewhere along the way, we stop chasing stats. Because the older you get, the more the game becomes about presence. You log in to unwind, not to prove anything. But that doesn't mean you forgot how to win. Maybe the reflexes have slowed a little. Maybe the eyes aren't as sharp. The mind got faster, because we've seen this map before. When a jet screams over Noshar canals, we already know where it's headed. When a squad pushes a B flag, too early, we're already heading towards C. That's not nostalgia, that's pattern recognition. And it still works. Battlefield dads don't just pick gear or a class and launch the match. They curate loadouts because they have a purpose in mind. Most of them don't run flashy skins because, well, it's not tactical. We could see you in the bright pink and orange outfit way over here on the other side of the map without using a scope. Gadgets aren't often selected at random. There's usually an idea in mind when they're selected. Attachments aren't wasted either. They're chosen to reduce recoil, add extra rounds to the magazine, suppressors to hide them on the map. Younger players tend to build and play for spectacle. Battlefield dads build for suppression, sightlines, and squad sustainability. You don't need 10 kills if you deny 20 entries. Every franchise has its quiet backbone. In Battlefield, it's the dads. Most don't trend, most don't stream, they just show up. And after all the patches, nerfs, buffs, and end-of-life updates, they'll be the last ones holding that flag. Not because they can't handle anything new, not because things are just too fast, because we have longer attention spans. Battlefield dads don't just remember maps, they remember mistakes. The time they pushed too early, the time they forgot to ping, the time they trusted a random and got wiped. That memory becomes muscle. Not just what to do, but what not to do. And that's a big difference. The younger crowd learns through brute force repetition. Battlefield dads learn through consequence and find a different way around an obstacle. So, do Battlefield dads rule in Battlefield 6? If rule means leaderboard domination, maybe not. If rule means deciding who wins the match, oh, absolutely. You can have the highest kill streak or score in the scoreboard and still lose the match. If the match is lost, your kill count doesn't matter. Your team still lost. After the match ends, Battlefield dads don't scream if things don't go their way because there's another match coming. If they're screaming at all, it's about the lack of teamwork. They don't often record their gameplay, and if they do, the only footage you tend to see online is what the fuck moments, something funny, or something epically cool. They don't piss and moan. They check the scoreboard. They nod at the revive count. They notice the flag captures. Then they queue again. Because winning isn't a moment. It's a mindset. We're the quiet constant in every era of this franchise. The ones who never rage quit, never uninstall, never stopped adapting. We were here from the beginning. Now, next Monday we're putting that to the test. I'm taking the Battlefield 3 style fundamentals, flank discipline, line of sight control, suppression timing, and run them head-to-head in Battlefield 6. Tried and true tactics that still hit, even if it is slower. Remember, beware the old man in a young man's game. Old age and treachery will always beat youth and skill. Experience trumps youthful enthusiasm every time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Before you roll to the next few minutes of your life, I would ask you to do one thing. Today is the last day I am highlighting Day of the Deployed. Each month I highlight or spotlight a cause that affects our military veterans, and November's highlight starts tomorrow. So please, Check them out, share the link, or support in any which way you can. Deployed soldiers leave their families while serving abroad. There's many ways to support those families and their soldiers while they're stationed overseas. The link is in the description below. You can also find out more information about this channel in the same description. And until the next one.